A very good morning to the August gathering, and I fondly recall of coming here back after I guess it will be 9 or 10 months. And last time when we gathered over here, that was the next day to Holi, if I remember correctly. It has been really a very good process and progress for us over these few years in the field of ease of doing business in the state as well as throughout the country. Thank you, Mr Indranil Banerjee. I remember we met last time also. Really I want to thank you because this type of session really give us this opportunity to get this awareness among people that what is happening in ease of doing business peer. What we found out during several these sessions and this awareness program, there are some programs like Synergy, you might have heard, which it has been conducted across the districts in the state. We go out there and the highest government officials of each and every department who are related to business are there in those meetings. We find that a lot of things are actually being happening, but we need to make more people aware of the things because it is a continuous process. Every day, every week, I can say something or the other is coming up. So this type of session really gives us this opportunity to interact with the people and make them aware. And I can see Mr. Kapur also. Mr. Kapur, we met last time also. It was a wonderful meeting. So to start with, ease of doing business, I think everyone over here is aware of this term EODB, ease of doing business, because this has been a buzzword over, I think, couple of years now in the country as well as in our state. Let me first assure you that there are a lot of activities that is being done on a regular basis for this ease of doing business. Today, though 30 minutes, 40 minutes might not be enough, and we understand that it is not enough to deliver you or work through all the things, all the nitty-gritties that has been done. But let us take a overall, how the process has been going on. And ease of doing business is a continuous process. It is nothing that this was a reform, this we have done, and this is the end of it. No, and why no, that I'll come during the presentation process, that this is a continuous process that has been done. So let us walk through this journey. So last couple of years back, this Shilpo Shati portal that has been revamped. Earlier there was a portal and we found out that there are certain things that needs to be done in this portal. So the first thing that we did was to try to get all the business and industry related service under one roof. So now we have around 35 plus services in this Shilpo Shati portal. This portal, many of you might be aware, many of you might not be aware. So I request everyone to go to this portal. It is shilposhati.wb.govt.in to see the portal by itself. What is the endeavor of the state has been to put all the informations that are related to start a business or to operate a business. So if we think in this way, a person, an entrepreneur wants to start a business. I want to start a business. I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to create job opportunity. So in those cases, when you want to start a business, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? You might have some plan of a business. This is the industry or this is the sector I want to work on. So the first thing that comes to your mind, that what are the license, what are the statutory clearances that are required for me to start that business? So to start with, there is a wizard in this portal. A wizard sort of a know your approvals. So if there, with simple questions, with simple radio button type question, yes, no question, learning from you what you have to start with, what are the sector, what are the things, what are the capital, what are the, if you have a land or not, everything. Just being an interactive way, the system gives you an output that, okay, so these are the licenses, these are the clearances, these are required for you to start a business. Now the next question come, okay, these are the licenses, fine. So for filling up these licenses, what are the documents required for filling up these licenses? What are the fees involved in these licenses? What are the timelines, stipulated timelines within that I'll get those licenses? So then you get those details. Against those clearances, licenses, NOCs, registrations, approvals, you get those details in this portal that, okay, against these licenses, you need to have these 2 documents as supporting, or this is the fees, or this is the timeline. And when we say timeline, I'll come to it on a later part. This is a WBRTPS timeline that we say, West Bengal Right to Public Service Act timeline. That there is a timeline stipulated that within this timeline, these services has to be delivered. And what is this implication? That also I'll explain throughout this presentation. So this is the second thing that, okay, so now I know all these things. Now let me start off applying for these licenses. What used to happen previously? Say for example, a trade license is required. I'm starting with a simple example. A fire license is required. It was great that a security officer coming in and saying it beforehand. Good to hear. So a fire license is required. Fire FSR, fire safety recommendation to start with, and then fire safety certificate during the operation stage. And maybe there is a pollution license required, consent to establish. So now these 3 licenses are required for you to start a business. Now what used to happen, that you have to, maybe some years back, couple of years back, there was no online mode. Physically you had to go to some of the places, these departments, and file this application. Thereafter the online system came. There also you had to submit 3 applications to 3 portals of these 3 respective departments with the same fields. Name of your establishment, which I think will be common to all the application, has to be filled in 3 places, and many other such things has to be filled in 3 places. Maybe the same document, maybe a proof of occupancy, has to be uploaded in the 3 different this online systems, and you have to keep on tracking these 3 systems where my applications are. This has been revamped with the Shilpa Shati portal. Now when you select these 3 licenses, for you only one single common application form will come up. You will see a single form. You will not see 3 different forms, barring some of the cases where we have an integration with the central portal. Generally, you will see one common application form. So you will fill that common application form where there will be no redundant fields. All the fields have been dynamically within the system that has been clubbed, and you will fill a single form. You will upload only the common documents that are required to apply for these 3 different applications. And thereafter this form will flow to the respective departments. That will be from the back-end side. For the entrepreneurs, it is only a single window portal. You will apply from the form. Next, you have now applied. Now, whether your application is getting processes, there may be 2-3 stages. You want to track the application. If there are any clarifications sought, that also you want to know, or if there are any, say, payment involved, you want to pay the fees. For that also, this is your dashboard will be a single dashboard from where you can see that, okay, these are my 3 applications flowing to 3 departments, where it is, with whom it is, and what is the stages. So in the first phase only, the system will show you, look, this involves these stages, internal stages, that also the system will show. These 7 internal stages are there. So you can see one after the other when the application is moving, in which stage it is. If there are any clarification that will come to that dashboard itself, you will get a intimation also that this clarification has come, and you can submit that clarification, that query. If you have to pay any fees, you can pay the fees from there. And finally, you get those licenses from the same system, from your same dashboard. Later on, I'll explain some of the advantages of these things also. So I think I've covered all those things. It would be nice if I would have had the laptop over here, because I'm not able to see the screen. But anyways, we are working on it on a daily basis. Now we can say from our knowledge only. These are the things. If I've missed out on something, let us keep this as an interactive session. I'll keep some time for us to interact, because that is where I think it is a learning curve from us also. It is not that I'm here to only express what we are doing, but at the same time I'm here to learn from you, that if you have any queries, I'll try to address those also. Then after that, there may be 2 more stages. This application that you get in online, may a third party, say a bank over here, want to verify that the trade license that you have given to them as a e-trade license, whether it is a genuine or approved license or a valid license or not. So that option is also there in the system, where any third party can verify those licenses that has been submitted to you, so that whether it is a valid things or not. After that, you might have some queries, you might have some suggestions, you might have some grievances also. So for that, currently we are having like 3-4 channels, different channels, because every time we find out that people are, when we started with a online query grievance suggestion module, which is still there. You can go there, you can give your suggestions, your queries, your grievances, and similarly you will get a tracking number. You can see how your grievances query is being, is moving, and you will get a reply to that. Then we came up with a helpline number where you can call. It is still there. We'll show the number. You can still call there. You can express your things. People want to speak to each other. There is a human-to-human touch, that look, this is the problem I'm having. Maybe I'm not able to express by writing. I want to speak to you. Then there is a email. So then there is this module, and very recently in November last year, we have come up with a WhatsApp number. I'll share you with that. And what is the intention of coming up with a WhatsApp is that maybe a helpline, you call, you find it, you are not able to connect, it is engaged. You are writing an email. We find that, people, think that, okay, I have to write an email means I have to write a letter, there is addressing things. People put in lot of effort in writing an email. Wherever we go, we say that, look, when you are sending an email, you have an issue, we are there to at least solve that out. So give us very simple, information that, look, this is my CAF number. CAF number means application number. I am not able to apply, or this is my technical glitch, or whatever it is. Write your email and your phone number. Write your email or your phone number. And if required, we are going to reach out to you. We are going to ask you that, look, we got your email, that, this is, we also want to understand. Now, then we came up with this WhatsApp last 2 months back, and we are getting a very good traction. Simply write whatever you want, that, look, this is the problem I'm facing. If you can just, solve this out. This is the, or the support is required, or this is the information that is required. So this is how this Shilpo Shati portal has been revamped over last couple of years. What has been the output of this revamping? And these figures that I'm showing you it is yesterday's figure. Every day it is changing. So 1 month figure or 2 months, or a couple of months here and there, this figure will change. So if you see, there are 135 plus services. Actually, there are around 144 services, but in some cases, some of the services, those goes into maintenance and all those things, revamping, reintegrations. So currently, there are more than 135 plus services which are live across 17 departments, 17 business-centric approvals. Wherever there are approvals, 17 such departments are there. So we have tried to cover the whole space. Yes, there is still, we are working on, if there are some important services that has to be integrated, we are still working on that. 5 plus 41 lakhs, it's around 5.5 lakhs registered users are there. Now, what is this registered users and what are the benefits that a registered users get, that I'll explain. 19.77 lakhs application has been submitted since 2023, and if I see 2023, 2024, 2025, then we have seen this over the years that this is being exponentially growing. The figure in 2023 was much less than the number in 2024, and that almost took a steep jump in 2025. And out of this, almost 19.3 lakhs applications has been approved through this portal, which gives us more than 97% of disposal. Now, why this is happening and how this is happening, let me explain that also to you. This portal and this ease of doing business initiative in the state is being very seriously looked upon and being monitored at the highest level. At the HOD level, individual, every departmental HODs are monitoring this portal. Every individual departments have the access to see how many applications are pending beyond RTPS. I was talking about RTPS, Right to Public Service Act. So there is a trigger that, okay, this application is now has crossed the RTPS limit. So that, that monitoring is there at the highest level. There is a meeting, that we have a state level synergy investment committee, a meeting where, the highest authority, they get together every month, every fortnight, every month, and then these are being discussed there. So that has been the impact, and this, what we are seeing is the impact of what is being done over the years. This portal is now covering almost all the sectors that are involved in this ease of doing business peer, be it building construction permits, building plan approvals, be it labor licenses, environmental clearances under the Legal Metrology Act, the weights and measures, electricity connections, DG sets, fire, all the fire norms, fire safety recommendations, certificates, fire licenses, land conversion, land mutation, land allotment in the IDCs, the different industrial parks that we have, trade license, auto renewals, e-mutations, the healthcare related services, forest related clearances in many spaces. Since we are a very a rich state, we have access to forest, we have access to sea, we have access to all the natural all the natural facilities. So for the forest also there are certain, maybe a tree felling permission is required, transit permission is required, all those forest clearances. Then there are profession taxes and the other things. Now, as I told you that this is the WhatsApp number 9062211211. This from 3rd November this has been launched. So you can, like the way we communicate, you can also communicate with this. So this is the WhatsApp number. From here, maybe we have certain amount of people over here, but through you, we would request that let's spread this word. that this is the WhatsApp number, this is the email ID, this is the phone number, several channels, so that people are aware of it. And now this you need specific dashboard. I was talking about the dashboard. So from a dashboard you can apply, from a dashboard you can track, from a dashboard you can download your certificates, fee payment. Now what does this dashboard actually helps you? Not only in this process. Once you have applied, once you have filled some of the fields, say for getting a trade license, you have filed your licenses and got the trade license. That license is kept in your dashboard as a digital locker. Those informations are kept in your dashboard as a digital locker. The next time you come to renew, or next time you come to fill up some other approval or NOC, the previously filled up informations or the documents are not required to be filled up again. So this acts as a digital locker for you. Next, maybe you have taken a trade license and it is for 3 years. It is very difficult for us to remember that, okay, after 3 years I have a renewal. So what this system does is that when any of your licenses are nearing renewals, it will give you a trigger that, look, this is the license which is nearing renewal. It's a color-coded message also you can see, or it is a trigger. Then, as I told you, that there is a real-time dashboard for all the HODs as well as the district level. Now the DMs, the district administration, they can also find out that what are the licenses which are there in their respective district and what is the status. How many are approved, what are pending within the timeline, what is outside the timeline, how many have been sent back to the applicant for any reason, maybe fees, maybe queries. So all these details in real time, the HODs and the DMs can see. And this is actually giving that result that I've shown you. And this is a regular process has been improving. And now we have a dedicated grievance redressal cell. As I told you, we say it grievance, but nowadays we find that its grievances is really very, very less. We find out queries, we find out suggestions. So this cell is there where you can reach out through email, WhatsApp, phone. Now let us speak of some of as I told you, and I urge you to go and find for yourself in this portal. Every informations are there. And I'd like to take this opportunity to appraise you of the new developments that has happened recently. It is a continuous process. There has been huge development over the last 2 years. But very recently, what are the new developments that has happened which are really very important and marquee? And these developments also happened due to our several interactions during several of this type of events where some suggestions came in. And then those have been implemented into policies and then the system has been formed. So one of them is like the self-certification based fire approval. Now, the fire department has come up with a notification that, look, these are the businesses where you do not need to take a fire license or a fire approval. You give a self-certification and then you get the approval. And this includes many small shops, a sweet shop, or many small clinical establishment, many such things. So a big chunk of MSME has been covered with these licenses, and we know fire is a very, very important subject. So for doing this, that whole categorization of the industries, understanding that which is a low risk building, and then coming up with this reform. So this is now there. And the system is also in place. So you can go to a Shilpa Shati, apply for, give a clearance, a self-certification, and then get these licenses. Very recently, this again for the MSME sector, where we have found out that, extraction of groundwater. This, in many cases, the MSME sectors used to come up with this, that we are not using the water for the purpose of the process, we are using maybe for hygiene purpose, for sanitation purpose, not as a part of the process of manufacturing or process of developing a product or something. So the exemption for MSME industries up to 5 kiloliter per day of extraction of water for the reason of drinking sanitation, this has also come up, and the system is also being developed. It is at the final stages. So then this you can also get it through an online system on a very easily self-certification sort of a mode. Then there are several other things on a broader context, like rationalization of road width. When you go to a panchayat area, so you start a business, maybe there is a particular road width required for the transportation. So those part of policy making, rationalization of the road width in the rural area, that has been done, and let me tell you, this has been appreciated as a best practice in the country. Similarly, there are 50 more industries which has been classified under white category, means that these industries has now been classified that these are exempted for any pollution clearances. Green firecracker manufacturing and selling, you are aware that we have came up, and this has been again one of the best practices in the country, that now green firecracker was a very unorganized sector. So now with this system, what happens that and previously what used to happen, people has to go to several departments, get this clearance from here, get that clearance from here. Now what has happened is that there is a system. You fill up a form, that form lands up to the district. DMs then assign whoever are the inspecting bodies, maybe factory license, factory inspector, fire inspector, local police. So that flows to all the stakeholders there, authorities which are there. They make a joint inspection on a given date. They put up their report within 48 hours of inspection in the system. All the reports comes to DM. DM sees that okay, this is fine, takes a decisions, and issues the licenses. More than 2,000, around 2,000, I'm not clear of the figure, but around 2,000. This is again a very recently developed system in last couple of years. And there has been this, that has been the approval through this system. Building plan sections, land allotment with GIS system. So now from sitting from outside, if you go to the Shilposhati portal, you will be able to see that where there are land available in the state, exactly you will see the land, you will see the plot, whatever the facilities available with the plots nearby, whatever facilities are there, every details are fit there. And then finally you can apply for that land also, for that industrial system. So that is also in place. Similarly, land conversion, mutation, these are there, and then submission of e-deeds. So now this again has been recognized as a best practice in the state, that e-deeds, you can actually submit a e-deed through the system. There are model deeds, sample deeds provided in the system, so that you can have a look and then have this whole process done through this system only. The journey of this ease of doing business has been in several directions. There are several pillars to it. Maybe one is the online system that we are talking about. Yes, that is very important. But parallelly, there are several other things which have been and is still being taking place parallelly. One is that we want to move to a trust-based governance, where there is an inspection system which was there in place. There were documents required. Now all these things are being done parallelly. The inspection systems are being we have tried to simplify the system. Documentation, we have tried to reduce documentation, and I'll give you a classic example of that also. Similarly, we have tried to simplify the processes, the forms. Previously, it used to be a very big form. I'm not saying that till now there are, some forms are there which are big, but the intention is to simplify the whole process. So in that endeavor, for inspection in fire, now there has been, where there are no inspections. Previously there used to be inspection in everything, be it fire, be it labor, ULB, pollution. Now there are cases like, fire for low hazardous building, and that has been defined like 15 meter and floor area up to 50 square meter. No more inspections are required. So a sweet making, selling, ornament manufacturing, where 6 meter of floor area or 600 meter, there will be no fire inspections. For hotels up to 15.5 meter floor areas, so small hotels or small something, there will be no fire inspections. Similarly for labor, where there is up to 9 employees, that has been classified as a low risk, and with self-certification you can get the clearances for 2 years. A medium risk means where there will be no departmental inspection. So there are third parties, you can go there, they will certify and government will accept that. Similarly for urban local bodies, there has been this classification of low risk buildings, medium risk buildings for industrial, commercial. And for pollution also, I said that white categories, as I said earlier, has been exempted. There are green categories where only intimation is required to be given. You need to intimate to the system that this is the business I'm doing. And for orange category also, there is this third party inspection, no departmental inspection. Only for the red category, there are departmental inspections. Real-time services delivery and elimination of renewals. This again, with that thought, with that intention of trust-based governance, we have slowly moved on to this process of trust-based governance, self-certification based approval, auto renewals, or even elimination of renewals. So some of the cases you can see, fire approvals, as I told, trade licenses across the state, be it urban, be it rural, be it panchayat, be it UDM, across the state is now real time. And I'll give you this example of trade licenses, because these are very basic licenses and I'm sure everyone is aware of it. A couple of years back, this trade license, for getting this trade license, there was an offline process, a big form. People used to ask for many documents. So how this has came from there to real time, this journey I want to share with you. So first thing that was done, okay, let us make an online system of that. So that was done. Then it was thought that, okay, let us stipulate some timeline, some RTPS, Right to Public Service Act. And then if I remember correctly, it was 25 days. Then it was thought, let us, give a detail of what are the documents required during, application for trade license. I remember there were 9 documents required. Then this process went for some time. Then it was found, okay, this trade license, these documents, I think this can be further reduced. Then it came down to 5, and today it is 2 documents. Only 2 documents are required for getting a trade license. One is the identity proof, whichever is applicable, and the other is proof of occupancy, where you want to do the business, maybe a rent license, maybe a deed or something like that. So only 2 documents. Then there was a thought that, okay, let us further reduce this form, because this form, maybe it can be simplified more. It was simplified. And then finally we have moved to this stage when it is found, okay, you fill up the form, you upload these 2 documents, you give a declaration, you make the fees, and you get the trade license in real time. Instantly you get the trade license. So this has been a journey over the couple of years of a trade license. And this, I find it easier to explain how the ease of doing business process also follows over the years. It is a process, it is a continuous process that we are working on. So similarly, profession tax, this is also now real time. Real-time renewals of licenses, consent to operate, very important license, factory license, license for contractors under Contract Labour Act, license for interstate migrants. These are all, real-time renewals now. And in some of the cases, one of the very important shops and establishment licenses where renewal has been eliminated. So it's an auto renewal. Similarly, for wholesale drug retail licenses and for the electrical installation up to 200 kVA. Now, we spoke about this online system. Now, let us have a look at what are the other things as a part of ease of doing business that we have been doing. These are again indicative, not a very exhaustive list. There are many other things that we are doing, but just to give you a brief, that 1,000 plus burdensome compliances has been reduced over this couple of years. Now, what is burdensome compliances? Burdensome compliances is again where we have tried to go into the process and understand that which of the processes or which of the steps is actually a bit of a burden for the applicant and can be simplified or can be made easier for the application process. So like that, 1,000 plus burdensome compliances through simplification of the form, through simplification of the processes, through digitization, or through elimination, or through cost reduction. This has been done over a couple of years, and we are still working on this. Then there are 26 provisions under UDMA and labor that has been decriminalized. This is again another vertical that we are working upon. Just to explain you what is this process, there are some, we have to study those acts, those laws, where there were criminal provisions against very minor offenses. Maybe very archaic laws, old acts, which are maybe acts which are not relevant at this present point of time, or rules. So, like that, 26 such provisions has been decriminalized till date, and we are still working on this. This is a new area that we are working upon, to decriminalize the laws wherever it is possible against minor offenses. 24 obsolete laws or archaic laws has been repealed. Those are not in place. And 8 labor-related laws have been made deemed approval. You apply for those cases, and I'll show you those. Within 30 days, if you don't get those clearances from the system, it will be deemed approved. These are those 8 labor department services which are considered as deemed approved. This includes some of the very major services, license for contractors, its amendments, principal employers, building and other construction workers establishment. So like this, 8 such services have been made deemed approval. Before I move on to what we are doing now, and we are at the end of the presentation, I hope I have not crossed the time. I'm within time? Okay. So, Mr. Indranil, he was telling during that, today we have a session where women entrepreneurs will be called. And you'll be happy to know that West Bengal has the highest women-led MSMEs in the country. Highest. We are among the leading in MSMEs in the countries, but we are the highest top among the women-led MSMEs in the countries. There are several government schemes which are there. One of them I'd like to mention over here is the Bhavishyat credit card scheme. If you are aware, I would request you to avail that and also spread this, that such types of schemes are there. It is one of the landmark schemes, like where it gives up to 5 lakhs of loan, and there is a subsidy up to 25,000 within that. Rest of the amount you get a loan from any bank, and then whatever the bank charges you as an interest rate, you have to pay only 4%. The rest of the amount will be paid by the government. So such type of schemes, and there are many more. I'm not going into those, but I request you to please visit the website of Shilpo Shati and also of the MSME&T department, of EODB and the MSME&T department, that so many schemes are there which people are actually not aware. And there is a sincere thirst that whoever is applying, we understand that a person who has applied for a license, a person who is applying for a scheme, how much sincere, how much important he is. And we actually try to address all the cases. We actually try that, let us get this done. And we are completely in the process of, getting things, as I told you, that this, we used to term this as a grievance redressal cell, but we used to get grievances also. But last few years, we have also found out that we are not getting grievances, rather we are getting queries, which we take as a positive thing that has happened. Very recently, a report has came up, it has just been circulated, where there has been a great appreciation of the state in terms of this online process as Shilpo Shati and all the things that has been done. So what we are, this just to share with you that this is where we are working. We are working on a mobile app for the entrepreneurs, for the government officials, so that on the go, all the features that I was talking about, you can get it all on the go. Both for the entrepreneurs, you can see, track, have any query, raise those query. Similarly for the HODs, for the DMs, they're very busy, they're moving around. Whatever report they want, they can get it in a click. That how many of my micro institutions or micro establishments are having applications in this district pending beyond a certain cases. This sort of analytics you will get in a click of a hand. So this is the things that we are working around. We are working around identification and decriminalization of process, as I told you. Further identification, further process, and we strongly believe that there are still ways to go, room for getting more things. Another thing is like land use. This is a very important subject. We are working upon reducing the sub-classification of this land use. There are a huge number of sub-classifications, so that we can get it under a single, just simplify the process. So these are the things that we are working upon right now. And to close my this presentation, so please note down this email ID, WhatsApp, and please reach out to us if you have any issues with any application. I can assure you that we go through every email, we try to reach out to every phones. And since this WhatsApp we have came up, because maybe you are not able to get in through lines and all those things, so just write in very simple way. You just write this in WhatsApp that this is the application, I am facing this problem, or this is the information that required. We'll surely come back to you and try to solve your problems. So that was all from my side. If you have any query, if time permits, maybe a couple of queries.
Pest control should be there. XYZ pest control company. Is it, sir?
Yes, the company name has to be there. And when you are filing for a trade license, you will write your company name. Coming to the category of the company, there is trade categories. There is a drop down where all the possible trade categories which just came up are there in those trade categories. Say for instance, just for our discussion, you come up with a trade category which is not listed there. Though all this process we have crossed, because now we are dealing with lakhs of trade license being delivered in urban development area as well as panchayat area. So we would like to believe that we have counted for all the possible categories. But say if you come up with a category which is not listed, you let us know. We will list it. We will.
For example, I am having a jewelry company. So ABC Jewelry Company. I have to write that name with the trade names. Is it compulsory?
Yes, you have to write the name of the establishment.
No, sir. For example, it's ABC Company is my trade name. I'm starting with the trade license, ABC company, I'm doing in jewelry business. My question is that ABC company, jewelry, I have to write that. Then I will get a jewelry license. Is
No,
it
no,
a-
no, 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 no. You have
That's
to write the establishment name and you have to select the trade.
My question is,
category.
it's not compulsory.
No.
Yeah, oh,
No.
thank you.
Anything else?
Hello.
So-
Hello. I just like to know whether state government is still providing MSME incentive as given earlier, like for purchasing machinery, paying tax, electricity bill
There were
incentive.
yes, there were the MSME incentive was there, but very recently, due to some of the issues, it is being kept in hold. But it was there, and probably it will be there soon again. Yeah. Correct. Okay. Thank you very much. It has been, I can see the, people are coming up. I hope, I have been productive because, on a Friday morning, I can see a lot of crowd over here, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us also to be here interacting with you. Please do reach out to us. Please come up with any suggestions, queries, any good practice. I would also request you, if you find any good practice in any part of our country or even outside, please do share with us. Let us build up this bond among each other, that we both will work together for the growth of MSME in the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ghosh Dastidar. I would request you to be on the dais itself. It's wonderful to listen to Mr. Ghosh Dastidar today. His presentation was quite granular, and really it's wonderful to know that 97% of the applications made have already been disposed of till date. That is point number one. And secondly, the number of women entrepreneurs, in terms of number of women entrepreneurs, we are in the #1 position in India. So that also, and for Mr. Ghosh Dastidar, there has to be a big applause from the forum. Thank you so much for his enlightenment to all of us. I'm sure we'll take it forward in our future endeavors from what he said. Now, may I request our immediate former president of CMA, Mr. G M Kapur, and the current president, Mr. Indranil Banerjee, both of them on the dais, to felicitate Mr. Ghosh Dastidar with a small memento on behalf of CMA. Please.